Hi everyone, it's Rax, and Blizzard has just posted some big news about Diablo Immortal. The closed beta starts today. Yes, the day that they announced it is the day that they will release the closed beta. I'll post the link to this post in the description, but let's just go over it very quickly. So the closed beta is available for Canada and Australia, and then later they're going to open it up to South Korea, Japan, and China. And it starts at 5 Pacific today. Now, the number one question I'm sure everyone's going to ask is, if you are not in these countries, can you use a VPN to log into these countries and then play? And the answer is, I don't know. So if I knew the answer, I would tell you, but I don't know how it works. So let's quickly go over what's happening in Immortal. They're adding the brand new class, the Necromancer. So this is going to be the final class for the game, right? So let's see how powerful they are relative to the others. And I believe my brother is going to start as a Necromancer. Lee Facefoot, you may know him from Twitch. So he'll be able to tell us how powerful it really is. The cycle of strife in Diablo Immortal is the battle against the Immortals and the Shadows. It's kind of like the end game faction war. And they've made changes to it where at the end, it's going to be 30 of the strongest shadows that are going to fight the Immortal, the leader of the Immortals, as a 30v1 kind of like against a world boss. And then I think there's going to be additional things even after that. So there's going to be a huge, huge battle between the Shadows and the Immortals at the end of the Cycle of Strife. For PvP was one of my favorite things to do in the Diablo Immortal Alpha, but the problem with PvP is everyone kept getting one-shotted instantly, and I think that they've made some adjustments around there, and they've also added a ladder. So now we're going to see how high we can climb up on the ladder and how powerful we can get. They have released set items now. So in Diablo Immortal's Alpha, the left side, all of your secondary gear, the highest quality it could ever be is yellow. Now they're introducing set items that will only go in your secondary gear, which means it will not conflict with the legendary items that you wear in your primary gear. Set items go on secondary, legendaries go on primary. So there's 6 items. For every 3 pieces that you wear of a set, you get a bonus, and every 6 pieces you get a bonus, per the blog. So you can either wear a full 6 piece of a set or 2 3 pieces to get some bonuses. So you will be decked out in full set gear and legendary gear, and they will not conflict with each other, at least as I understand it. This enhanced item drops in the higher difficulty levels is actually extremely important. In the Diablo Immortal Alpha, the way that you got powerful was you upgraded gear that you found everywhere, right? That completely destroyed the idea of running around like in Diablo 2 and searching for really godly items, and instead changed it to you find just these common items everywhere and just spend time endlessly grinding materials to upgrade it, which is just not as fun. Now, as you get into the higher difficulties, the game is just simply going to drop you better gear, and you look for better gear on how you progress your character. It's going to be way better. The Heliquary update. The Heliquary is extremely important because you kill these bosses that give you these trophies, that give you these permanent bonuses that make you way stronger, and you unlock them at certain intervals. They've now changed to huge 8-player bosses that you're going to have to team up with to take down. So you got to do the Heliquary, so these will be like big raids that you have to do. So kind of one huge change that they're making is they're changing the rewards of some of the PvE activities. Some of them, like bounties, were the absolute best, and some of them, like Elder Rifts, were absolutely terrible. Now they're moving a lot of the rewards for whatever you do into the Battle Pass itself. So moving rewards into the Battle Pass will essentially let you log in and do whatever activity you want. And if you get rewarded through the Battle Pass, you should be able to power up in any way that you want. So this is a cool change by Blizzard. You can do whatever activity you want now. is what it's sounding like. And for challenge rifts were the hardest thing to do in the alpha. And there wasn't really a huge incentive to try to dominate the challenge rift leaderboards, but now there is. For the best gear, they're saying that it's going to drop like a material that you need in the very high challenge rifts. So it's giving you an incentive to push the boards. It's a good change. Controller support, self-explanatory. Controllers work now. Here's the list of supported controllers. I was supposed to have a controller ready, but it won't be here till tomorrow. But I will 100% try it with the Xbox controller, and let's see how it goes. And other miscellaneous PvP and PvE changes to polish the codex. The Paragon system will be more rewarding now. That's good because Paragon in Diablo 3 is way too strong, right? All you do is endlessly grind Paragon levels, and it's a bad system, right? In Diablo Immortal's Alpha, it had the opposite problem. Working and grinding Paragon levels did not feel very rewarding at all. It takes a long time to gain even 50 Paragon levels, and the advantage that you would have over someone that didn't put in the time was pretty much nothing. So I'm hoping to see something in the middle. You should have an advantage for putting in the time, but not that much of an advantage, right? So they will also be enabling in-game purchases for the beta. We all knew this was coming for Diablo Immortal. So you can purchase the Empowered Battle Pass. I believe it costs $5. You can purchase Eternal Orbs, which eventually turn into Legendary Gems. You can buy promotional bundles, and I think there were some other things, but anyway, I think they cost like $5 each. Not sure how much the internal orbs cost. I think they're about $5 each. And when you spend money, as I understand it, when you spend money in the beta, and then when you get Diablo Immortal at the launch and connect your Battle.net account, you have a $5 credit that can only be spent on Immortal. So what does that mean in plain English? Any money that you spend on the beta, you will get back on your Battle.net account as a credit to spend in Diablo Immortal. So if you spend $300 in the beta, you will have $300 in credits on Immortal's launch for Immortal. You cannot spend $300 in Immortal and then say, okay, well, I have $300 on my Battle.net account. I'll buy Diablo 4 and a World of Warcraft subscription and da-da-da-da-da. Any money that you spend must be spent on Diablo Immortal's launch. It will be credited back to you. Okay? So that's how it works. Just let it begin. A couple quick FAQs. It's only available on Android, okay? And the reason why is I'll just say what they said here in a different way. Apple does not allow games to test in-game purchases in a beta. They don't allow it. So it can't work on Apple. So the way that they stated it is, they did it on Android to test the in-game purchases, but another way to say that is Apple doesn't allow that. So that's why Apple isn't there. How do you take part? You just be a part of one of these countries. I think you may had to pre-register and then log in a couple of hours. How many players will there be? Tens of thousands. How long will it last? It's going to be under 3 months, so you can play for a long time. What other devices are there? It's going to come to as many as possible. Here's Android right now. They're just testing it on Android, but we'll be ready for when it launches, which is coming in the first half of 2022. So it will not surprise you at all. For the last half year, Maxroll has been working to completely revamp our Diablo Immortal page, which has just been launched, and in addition, there will be a huge news post going out right now. But just to show you, we had like, I don't know, 5 guides or so, and to be completely transparent, they just weren't very good. They weren't Maxroll quality. They weren't anything like what we normally put out because we didn't have the time. But we've been working for the last 6 months to make this. It's 30 brand new guides, and they're completely up to date as of the end of the second alpha. So any changes that they've made to the game, well, we can't write guides about things that we don't know about yet, right? We will be fixing every guide for whatever they changed in the beta. But for example, let's take a look at one of them. Let's look at, I don't know, dungeons. Let's take a look at one guide. The quality of these guides now has went up tremendously. So we have the overview. Here's the map where it's in. Here's where it's located in the alpha. It gave you 10.7 million experience per hour. It's best in the game. Here's how much gold you can get. Here's how much scrap materials. Here's how you play it solo. Here's how you do it in groups. Here are the maps and the strategies. Here's what players 1 through 4 should do to clear it as fast as possible. Here's what you do on the second floor or third floor. You get the idea. Here's a video. There's every single dungeon here and a summary and everything. All the resources like this. You want to learn how to power up. We have the hot labels by all the things that we think you should read. You want to learn how to power up in Immortal? We'll explain it to you. First of all, before you understand how to gain power, here's all the stats that you need. And here's how they rank and how strong they will make your character. Okay, that's all explained. And then we go through every single activity and rank it. What's the best activity you could possibly do? What's the second best activity you could possibly do? What does it give you? Is it gated? How long does it take you to complete it? Why would you do it? And, you know, further explanations. Let's say you're starting as Demon Hunter. That's what I'm going to play. We have a completely new class guide. Class identity. In Diablo Immortal, it's very hard to respec. Very hard. You got to make a choice and you got to stick with it. So we're going to tell you about what does it really feel like to play a Demon Hunter. And every single person who wrote their class guide played their class for hundreds of hours. We don't have a wizard player writing a monk guide. The monk player writes the monk guide. That's the way we do it around here. So we're going to first tell you, here are the strengths and weaknesses of the class. Here's what you would do starting out as a Demon Hunter. Here's all the builds for whatever you're going to be doing. Okay. Here's the gameplay. There's the other setups you can consider. Here's every single skill that they have in the game and their class consumable. You can drop it down and read all about it. Here's when you unlock it, the cooldowns, what charms do for it, the types of damage that it is, the description, its ultimate, how you actually use it, and some of the inscriptions that you can get. How you allocate your stats as a Demon Hunter. The magical affixes that you're looking for. How you socket your normal gems. We have a ranking of every legendary gem in the game. The best gem you could possibly get is Howler's Call. Here's what it does, and here's why. The second best is Seeping Biles, the AoE poison. Here's why. Okay, here's how you spend your Paragon points. The video guide is coming soon. We can't make a video for something that isn't out yet. Here's the summary. You get it, right? All of these guides are now Maxroll quality. Spent half a year working on this. We have an amazing team of myself, Lexi, Dreadscythe, Rob, Lee, and Echo Hack. I hope I hit everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, just yell at me. But there it is, guys. Maxroll's launch, real official launch of Diablo Immortal. And we will be committed to updating all of these guides per the changes in the beta. We'll rewrite all of them. Whatever changed, we will fix it. And we'll be ready for the launch. We will have, our plan is to have the best guides on planet Earth ready for you. That's it, guys. Beta comes out today. If you want to play, you have an Android, play. I'll be blasting. Last time we were pretty successful. We became the Immortal last time. So that was pretty epic. Not sure if we'll be able to repeat it. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Coming out, but looking forward to it. Try out Immortal. Let me know if you like it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next video.